Hello everyone, welcome to another video on my channel. I'm Harley, or Classy Pollux, and I'm a cosplayer from Melbourne. Welcome to the Dungeons and Dragons corner. It's all D&D and TTRPGs over here. And I love it! In this video I'm making Prince Oak from the Folk of the Air series by Holly Black, because my friends and I are gonna all dress up as characters from these books, with my friend doing Carden and one of our other friends doing Jude. And so we'll be like a little trio, and it'll be really cute. So my plan for this was to make golds and greens because I love these colors together and I feel like it's very oak. Plus it's all foresty, so I want to incorporate the foresty features with a green cape. I think it'll be really fun. My plan is to make a shirt, a doublet, pants, and a cape. As usual, I don't have very much time to do this, and I have a photo shoot between now and me making this. So I'm doing this intro kind of early, prepared for Beard to be gone. But I'm super excited about this. I love dressing up with my friends, and it's one of my favorite parts of cosplay is to be able to do like group things with people, so I'm really excited about this. Then I think one day in the future I would really love to make his hooves, but I'm not going to have time to do that this time. But it is in my brain of how to make them, and I would really love to get an oak costume with his hooves. And yeah, obviously I'll make the little teeny tiny horns that he has. I'm so excited for this. So yeah, I'll start making the shirt because I really want to get that done. It should be pretty easy, pretty quick to do. So yeah. Should be fine. It'll be okay. Everything will be good. I'm not sure I'll have time to do it in this video, or maybe I will, who's to say? Not me, the person making it all. But with the shirt, I would really love to add some like weathering and make it all green and kind of mossy. I think that that would be so cute for Oak. Definitely something I'm hoping to do in this video, but probably won't be. Because I know myself and how much time I give myself to do things, and it's not a lot. So, yeah. I've never planned a single thing in my life. I sort of just wing everything and hope that it works out. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make some kind of doublet, I'm gonna make a shirt, and I'm gonna make some sort of cape. Fingers crossed I can get all of this done in the time frame that I have, which is not a lot of time, as per, because I'm terrible at planning, terrible at time management, and yeah, I feel like these two things mean that I never get anything out on time. So maybe this time will be different. Okay, let's jump straight into making all of this stuff because I'm excited about it, and yeah, I'll see you there. Hello, it is voiceover time. For this shirt, I'm using a pre-existing sewing pattern that I just had in my collection, and a sleeve pattern that I use for literally every single sleeve ever because I'm obsessed with it and I love it, and I'll use it until the day that I die. I'm obsessed with the texture of this fabric. Something that I really wanted for Oak was a bunch of different textures in all of the layers of costumes that I'm doing, just because I think it really adds to the depth of the character and is just super Oak-like to have all of these different textures on the costume. Not shown is me doing the iron-on interfacing to the collar and the cuffs just to add some structure to those, and definitely needed it for this type of fabric because it is super thin and a little bit floppy. For this whole shirt I was doing French seams, which is super fun, makes everything look so nice, but they're also such a pain to do. I'm just obsessed with a puffy sleeve. I love how they look, and in every fantasy outfit I always put these sleeves just because I'm obsessed with them. I love how they turn out. It's perfect every single time. You'll never catch me not using this pattern. Hello, so last night I made a bunch of mistakes whilst making this shirt, and by a bunch I mean just one. I sewed the wrong sides together when doing my French seams, which meant I had to unpick the whole thing, and it was like 9:30, so I gave up. But now I have to redo that seam, and I'm sad about it, because if I'd just done it right the first time I wouldn't have to be doing this. So now I'm gonna regather the seam, resew it, and then resew it some more, and then the sleeves will be finished. and then the shirt will be almost done. Then I have to attach sleeves to shirt and hem it. Easy stuff. Should take me like an hour, and then I can move on to the doublet. I'll talk about that once the shirt is done. I just need to add a bit of like lace to tie these up. The color is cool, but it's kind of huge. Okay, so my fabrics, I have this gold color and then the same but in this cream color. And I'm going to use the pattern and splice the two together so that the panels have both colors on it. So I'm going to modify my pattern a little bit and add some extra space to sew the two pieces together to make the panels. I don't really know what I'm doing, that's the vibes. These two, one piece. Let's do it. If I have like one color, 2, 3, or if I just split it in half and make it 2, and these will be cut in half to make 2 and 2. Before I start very ambitiously cutting out the main fabric for this, I am doing a test on some calico just to see that the panels look right and that they match up nicely and they're how I want them to be. These original pattern pieces are being cut into halves or thirds to match up with the panels that I envisioned, and they're going to alternate between gold and cream. I didn't measure any of these properly, so the panels are all different sizes, but that's fine. I do everything by chaos. Okay, so a dilemma. I want the two back pieces that match up to both be cream, but I also want these two pieces to be cream, and I want this piece to be cream, and then the others will be gold. That's just because I want the cream to be the main color and gold to be accent colors rather than having them both equal, you know? But this, fine, cream, gold, cream, cream, perfect. But then I get gold, cream, gold, and I don't want these, because this will have two that match and go right here. I don't want these two pieces to be gold, because then I feel like it makes it look too gold. So I could make this piece cream and then the matching piece cream, so they're both cream, and then have this as one gold piece, and then have this be cream, cream, gold, cream. So this doesn't get cut in half to have two panels, but has the one panel and it's gold. Otherwise I could just make these two pieces gold, but I think that might look a little bit weird. No one's even going to see the back anyway, really, because there'll be a cape, but to me it has to look perfect and how I imagine. So maybe I do cream, gold, cream, cream, gold, cream. But then this piece will just be slightly larger in gold than the other pieces, how they're all in these little panels. But I could cut this piece in half, but then I would have two really tiny pieces next to each other, and I don't want that. So that's my dilemma. I'm gonna pose it to the Instagram story and get people to vote and see if they agree with what I think I should do. And then I'm gonna have some lunch and then I'll come back and cut out the pieces that I need. Fingers crossed that people know what I mean and I get answers. Lunch eaten, and the verdict is that everyone disagrees with me and I should do something different to what I wanted. Oh well. But I did get told to do these two pieces in cream, but then it would be cream and then double cream, and have this gold still. These two cream, gold, cream. But then I feel like it's too much cream, and I have a lot of gold fabric and I kind of want to use it. Someone also suggested piping, which I originally wasn't going to do because I just don't have anything that matches, but then they said it doesn't even matter if it matches anyway because that's the kind of vibe that it would have been. Maybe I'll do gold piping and then keep everything cream except those two panels. I'll map it out and I'll see what I think. For all of these pieces, I added a 1 centimeter seam allowance around all of the edges, which took a very long time, but it's definitely worth it to make sure that everything fits. Okay, I made some, well I didn't make, but I sewed some piping cord to this fabric, and now I'm gonna sew it, and now I'm gonna sew it to these pieces. So, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I have made a little bit of piping, but I had to go back over the one that I had already made because I could see the cord through the fabric and it made this like weird bubbling effect. So I put some cotton first and then put the fabric over it because the fabric is a little bit thin and it still bubbles a teeny tiny bit, but I think it will be fine once I sew it down, and I don't care anymore. So this is what it looks like and I've accepted it. I want to be able to finish the doublet today because the convention is next week and I need to finish it so that me and my friend can match. So I really want to get this doublet done today, but we'll see how that goes because I still have to do so much for it. And I just remembered that I haven't even bothered with a collar piece yet. So today I want to be able to finish this doublet and hopefully start making a cape, but I also kind of want to make some pants. But who knows if I'm going to have time to do that. But I did watch a tutorial on how to make some breeches really quickly, and I think I could throw them together today and just not finish any of the inside seams, which will be a crime, but for now, I'm going to focus on finishing the doublet because I can work throughout the week to make a whole bunch of stuff. So let's try and finish this thing. I'm definitely going to have to hand sew like maybe a whole 10 meters of piping for this whole thing. And it did take me like an hour and a half to hand sew all of that down because it looks way better when you hand tack it down versus just machine sewing it, because when I machine sew it, it just slips and I end up sewing really messy and it looks really bad. So I hand sew it first. I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to finish everything that I want, and it's going to be really sad because my friend's outfit looks really good and I don't want to be underdressed because I will be upset about it. Anyway, let's freaking jump into this doublet. Bah. Just super exciting stuff of sewing piping between every single panel of this doublet except for the side seams. It took a really long time. I have no idea what the official term for these things is called, but I just laid the doublet flat and put some calico up against it and measured it out to be the size that I wanted and just drew it and cut it out. Very professional pattern making skills, absolutely 100%. I know exactly what I'm doing and not making it up as I go. I also had to sew piping around all of these, and it took years and years and years. Speedrun making this cape, I just used stash fabric already in my collection, so I didn't like the color of it at all. I didn't really like the fit of it, so I ended up remaking it really quickly later on, and I didn't show any of that process because I was a little bit pressed for time. So I sort of just did this, but with 2 colors that I actually liked. Okay, I have my very cursed pants pattern thing. Front pants, back pants, leg cuff, gusset. So let's hope this turns out the way I intend. These pants were so quick and so easy to make. I'm literally obsessed with them. I love them and I'll wear them every day forever because they're so cute and were so simple. Hi, so I made that cape, and then I hated it, so I made another one, and I like the colors better and the fit better. I also made these teeny tiny horns and painted them. Kinda terrible, but they'll work for the one day that I need them. I finished the doublet. It has a little bit of terrible stitching around the sleeves, but I'm gonna fix that later because it's like 9 PM and I have to pack and my flight's at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The pants, a good 10 out of 10 fit. The shirt, unfinished. I'm going to pin myself into it as I have done with every single other shirt that I have made. But then when I get back I will finish the buttons. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to do it. But for now I'm gonna go pack, and you will see the reveal, I guess. The partial reveal. I added this leather armor to the look because I think it really added a little bit extra detail, and I had previously made it for a Percy Jackson look, so I just had this in my inventory. And then I also added a belt because a belt really just ties things together, and I think the outfit looks really cute. I'm mostly safety pinned into everything. The shirt has no lacing, the doublet has some hastily sewn hook and eyes that don't really work, and the cuffs on the shirt are also safety pins. There's a lot of things I need to fix, but overall I'm really happy with how this costume turned out, and I think all of the colours are really cute, and I think that it looks really cute, and I feel really cute as Oak. 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this costume. That's my friend Abby and Els as Jude and Carden spraying glitter onto each other. Abby's feet started to hurt, so we decided to swap shoes, and I thought that this was really funny, and these heels were also quite tall for me.